Hi guys, I hope you're okay. So I'm sure you can probably tell by the title of this video. If not, if you follow me over on Instagram or Twitter, then I'm sure you're extremely aware that I announced some exciting news on Christmas Eve, and that is that I am going to be a mum. My boyfriend and I are expecting our first baby, and now that I'm into my second trimester, I thought I would vlog about it and share my journey with you. If you do follow me on Instagram or Twitter, if you don't, please do, I'll leave the links below. But if you do and you congratulated me or liked my pictures when I announced the news, I'm really out of breath. Thank you so much. Literally, I was completely overwhelmed and it made my Christmas. Literally, it made my Christmas. It was amazing to read all of your lovely comments, and I spent the day like on Twitter and Instagram completely overwhelmed, emotional. It was just so kind of everyone. Thank you so much. Being a mum is something that I definitely always wanted, and if you ask anyone through school or college or even work what I wanted to be, it was always a mum. In that sense, I'm extremely excited that come July I'm going to have my own little baby. In saying that, as truly as excited as I am, pregnancy definitely came as such a surprise to me, and the baby itself was a huge surprise. The first 3 months have been an absolute whirlwind and far from what I expected them to be. I know personally that I headed straight to the internet to find out what was normal in pregnancy, and I'm sure first time, second time, third time, fourth time mums all do the same, because every pregnancy is absolutely so different. And I was so scared at first. I'm still scared now. I think the whole process is absolutely terrifying, but I headed straight to the internet, and I hope that me talking about my experience can maybe help you if you're going through the same thing, or who knows, I don't know. I like to watch these videos anyway. Congratulations to Hannah. I have been watching her vlogs for the last 9 months, and she's just had her little baby boy and he's so cute, and I must say that's got me extremely excited for mine. If you don't know Hannah, by the way, she has been doing pregnancy vlogs for the last 9 months, and her YouTube is Hannah Mags, and I will be sure to link that below because she's such a lovely girl and her videos are really good to watch. Okay, so let's take it back, way back to 3 months ago, and that was back in, back in November really. I didn't have any symptoms at all. I was late, which is probably the most obvious sign that you're pregnant. I couldn't sleep the night before I found out, and it was really playing on my mind. So I rushed out the next morning to Tesco's, picked up a pregnancy test, got home, did it, and so 3 tests later, I'm 100% pregnant. I mean, you don't need to do 3 tests at all. 1 test is enough. That was a strange moment. It was all a bit of a blur now, to be honest, but anyway. Straight after then, symptoms started happening. Like, I don't know if I triggered them myself or whether they were going to happen anyway, but I started being sick. Not too much, but enough. At smells, I'd open the fridge, I'd be sick. I'd smell something gross, I'd be sick. I couldn't eat. And then from then, the sickness kind of calmed down, but my anxiety just crushed me, honestly. I suffered from anxiety back in school, and since then I've not had anything really, but this massively brought it back, and I became the biggest worrier. Now I can say that the first trimester didn't have much of a physical impact on me, but mentally it had a huge one, and if I could go back and change that, that's the one thing I would change, because I was down for quite a small while really when you think about in the grand scheme of things, but kind of ruined the beginning of my pregnancy. I wanted to show that I was so happy. Them feelings couldn't come out, and all I was showing was me being upset, and I wasn't upset. I'm not upset about this whole thing, but my body just wouldn't allow me to show that I was happy, and I spent days in bed crying, worrying, literally about things that are possibly years along the line and had no reason for me to worry because I know that everything's going to be okay. But I'm a natural born worrier, and that is how my body decided to deal with it. My family said that I was looking at the floor a lot of the time, which I didn't know I was doing, but I think that was literally just to avoid making eye contact and crying forever. I was so scared because I didn't want the baby to know that I was crying. I didn't want my boyfriend to think that I was upset because I was far from upset. It's just really not a nice feeling because inside I was happy, so happy, excited, couldn't wait, was finally going to be a mum, and I couldn't express it. I was so worried. I just couldn't get it out. Everyone around me was so excited. Literally, they were like crying tears of joy, and I was in bed, rather than celebrating the news with them, I was in bed crying, and that really has affected me kind of because I never thought that that's how I would react. But it's normal. I've spoken to the doctor, I've looked in my books and read on the internet, and it's normal. It's just hormones, and everyone deals with things differently, and thankfully I didn't last like that for too long. A couple of weeks in and I'd snapped out of that completely. And although it does creep up on me sometimes when I'm alone, it's not for long, and I do find that talking about it helps so much. I spoke to my mum, my aunties, my girlfriends. I know you're not meant to tell anyone for the first 12 weeks or something, but I found talking to the people closest to me helped massively. A problem shared is a problem halved and all that, and although this wasn't a problem, I definitely found that talking about it and talking about my worries and just getting some reassurance that actually, no, this is the most scary thing that's probably going to ever happen in your life, and getting reassurance for that is just massively takes the weight off your shoulders a little bit. I was also so upset at the fact that I appeared upset. I didn't want to give the wrong impression to anyone. I didn't want them to think that I wasn't happy about the pregnancy, and that was a big struggle for me because I really was so happy, and even now, like, I'm worried that people thought I wasn't happy then. I really was. Like, I was already planning what the baby was going to wear and what it might look like and all of that fun stuff. I just wish that I had been able to express it a little bit better. But hey ho, that's how things happened for me. So once all of my ridiculous silly tears had passed, and I started to be able to celebrate the fact that I was pregnant, lots of fun things happened. We have some notes here. Okay, so immediately after I found out, I have listed here that I was spotty. I had severe anxiety, I was emotional, my sickness had started all over the house. I had no appetite. I started my vitamins. I started on Pregnacare. The doctor then prescribed me onto just folic acid tablets, which are a lot easier to take because they're tiny. I had headaches. I felt quite gassy, faint. One night I had really bad cramps, but that's apparently just the body starting to adapt. I was really worried though, I'll be honest. The crying came back because I was super worried about that. I was extremely thirsty. Literally, I have never drank so much water, orange juice, just then really, because I went off tea. And I've never drank so much in my life, which then led to me going to the toilet a hell of a lot more, which was extremely annoying. I've put here week 7 started going out again, so that was obviously a couple of weeks into it. I picked myself up, I got dressed. I don't know if I did put on any makeup, but I definitely went out, and that helped massively just to feel normal again. Being pregnant doesn't mean you're ill, like, you need to just get on with it. I think, you know, I wasn't working because I'd just finished work when this happened. The timing was, some may say perfect, some may say not so perfect, but I wasn't working, so I wasn't forced to get out of bed every day, and I think maybe had I been, although my family did try, things would have been a bit easier probably. I had my midwife's booking appointment, which is just going through the paperwork really. It's very boring, had some horrific blood tests actually. I'm not a blood test person at all, but I'm going to have to try and get over that because pregnancy means blood tests. Ugh. What else? Week 8 brought evening sickness, which kind of puts a big dampener on your evenings because I just felt like sluggish, I felt horrible. Week 8 continued eating so much cheese, which led to having bad dreams. That's not a myth. It gave me bad dreams. Restless, tired, cramps, period pains. Week 9, return of the spots, waking up in the night hungry. I'll go on to that in a minute. Heartburn, only a little bit, not massive. Exhaustion and fatigue, I'll go on to that again. Projectile vomit. In my car, no warning, gross. And completely irritable, I've put in here. Everything was annoying. Sickness, headache, cramps, hormonal, teary. Okay, so going back to the 2 main ones there. Waking up in the night hungry. Now, if I'm not awake, I wake up at about 1:30, ready to be really hungry at 2 o'clock, ready to go to the kitchen, make a sandwich, make a pizza, make anything, snack on whatever's there. Then I am up for a few hours watching YouTube videos, blogging. That then leads me to be completely tired the next day. Exhaustion is huge. Like, there's being tired and then there's being, oh, I'm so exhausted, I need to go to bed. But there is being so tired to the point where you can't keep your eyes open, your body feels like it's shutting down and you're asleep for more of the day than you're awake. Although pregnancy has so far definitely not been physically too bad, I've only been sick a handful of times. Emotionally it was the hardest so far. I do hope that bit doesn't come back because it's not the nicest feeling. So although my bump is still extremely tiny, I have been preparing for stretch marks. I'm trying to prevent them as much as possible, and Clarins very kindly sent me a couple of products to keep them at bay or to keep them under control. And that was first the Clarins Tonic Body Treatment Oil, which looks, let me show you, like this. That stuff is meant to be incredible. I'll let you know how that goes. And the Clarins Stretch Mark Control, which is more of a lotion and looks like this. So just before we hit 12 weeks, we actually went for a private scan because we was going on holiday and I didn't want to get to America without knowing that everything was okay. I needed that reassurance again. And this is baby. More recently we've had our 12-week scan, which wasn't actually 12 weeks. But, you know, they'll fit you in when they can. And the baby was spinning, dancing, arms, legs everywhere, and it was so lovely to see, but we didn't manage to get any good pictures from that day. I'm really sorry if this has come across as me moaning about pregnancy. I wanted to try my best not to appear like I was moaning, but pregnancy isn't all how they make it out on TV. They talk about the glowing and they talk about all the lovely things, but it isn't all lovely, and we all have up and down days anyway, and hormones affect you massively in pregnancy. Your whole body is changing, and without sounding completely dramatic, from the moment you find out you're pregnant, your whole life has changed. In my next videos I will try to make them a little bit more fun. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you're all well. Please thumbs up the video, comment, subscribe, whatever. I would really appreciate it. I hope you're well and I will see you again soon. Bye guys.